Sawadee. My name is Dominik Melham. I come from Canada. I am in my country a family doctor who specializes in palliative care. I have spent a year traveling in different parts of Quebec to learn from different centers the different approach to the end-of-life care and to how we support people in their that have chronic and disease that eventually cannot be cured. I had very little knowledge of naturopathy as it was done in Thailand before coming here, so I had very few expectations. The thing that surprises me most in a positive way is how people come together after the 4 days. How there is a bit of closure when we come in. Everybody is stuck in their own world, in their own bubble. But after 3 or 4 days, we see people greeting each other with smiles, and there is love, there is compassion shared all around, which is in its own way something that is very healing. I had an objective also of learning here something that could be used for my patients in Canada. But one thing is for sure is that we have a lot of difficulty in our country, my country, to deal with the person in a holistic way. We treat a lot of the disease. We use a lot of medication as well. We do psychotherapy. But as for the healing of the spiritual side, of the healing of the spirit, we have very little. And when we find patients, especially in the end of life, that have very little time, we find ourselves a bit panicky sometimes when we find patients that have spiritual suffering, existential suffering, for which we have no medication. And I think maybe part of the answer might be given in a place like here, where it is not the body that you have to cure, but the mind, which often affects the body in a secondary matter. Naturopathy, I have learned to understand, is a healing in a holistic way. It is not just in a physical way to how a disease can be cured, but it is how the mind reacts to the disease, and this oftentimes can reduce the symptoms. Of course, I have all my background in medicine and in evidence-based science, which tells me that I have to be suspicious about all cures that have not been proved scientifically. But I think that this course had brought a new perspective into my understanding, in a way that disease is not only a symptom, but it is also disease is mostly many diseases come from the mind, and from the mind affecting the body. And in that way, naturopathy, done in the way that it is done here, can have a very positive impact on many patients, on many people. For my part, I have to try it for myself to know how effective it is for myself. But for for what I see here on a spiritual side, and it was a very mind-blowing experience for me.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณครับ